So let's talk about some good stuff.
Good stuff. Monday night.
Who likes good stuff?
Good stuff. Monday night we played. I think we're technically both substitutes on this team, but
I am a regular.
you're okay. I wasn't sure.
I'm officially part of She Stopped Me at Second.
Yeah, I am now, but I wasn't. I kind of came in. I'm pretty sure it was on your invite in the middle of the season and ended up playing most of the games for the second half of the season. But we, a couple weeks ago, I think it was, we had won the quarterfinal
game.
I guess you would call it, quarterfinal. And then on Monday, we had to play the semifinal. And if we won the semifinal, we played for the championship, which we won. So we got to celebrate and winning a championship there. It was two pretty good games. I don't really feel like, I don't remember what the score for the first one was, but we didn't jump way out in front. At least not until a certain point later. It was like tight for a while, if I remember right.
Yeah, we played a team that was actually in our Tuesday night division. So we had played them once before earlier in the season. We lost to them 9-7, and I don't think either of us were at that game, but the scouting report was they were a really good defensive team.
And they were. They were very good.
And they were. They definitely made us earn every hit that we got.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, we ended up pulling away in the 7th inning.
Yeah, it was late.
To give ourselves a little cushion of like 4. Like it might have been 13-9 or something like that.
Yeah.
It was comfortable, but still felt tight the entire way.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good game played all the way through. It was kind of hanging on the whole time, and then again we broke it open a little bit near the end, and then we're able to stick around with that. And then when we got to the championship game, that one was wow, that was a roller coaster. So we were down at the end of the first. We were away, right? We were not home, if I remember correctly.
So even first off, taking a step back, I injured myself in the first
Yes,
game.
that's true. This is what we talked about a little earlier about having to know when when you can't quite do what you normally do. So talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, we were it was my last at bat of the first game. They weren't calling anything high at that point, so I ended up having to swing at a pitch that was probably a good 16 to 18 feet. Like
it's the highest
high
pitch
enough
I've
that
seen
the
anybody
pitcher came
swing
up to me after the game and said, "Man, I don't know how you hit that." And I was like, "I didn't have a choice." So I hit a pretty good shot to right center that cleared the right center fielder's head. And as I rounded third base coach says, "You got to go." And so you kind of put it into overdrive, and as I put it into overdrive rounding third, I felt my right hamstring kind of just say, "Hey guy, no." I was able to score, but at that point in time, I knew that I wasn't 100%. I knew that it was not a situation where if I played outfield, I'd be effective for the team, and I had to take a step back and say, what's best for the team is for me not to be in the field. And it was hard. I mean, you can tell me. You saw me standing in the dugout trying to tell you where everybody was going to hit the ball.
Trying to direct traffic from the dugout. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely. I played the first inning at first base, and even then I was like, I'm not the most effective person here. We scored 2 in the first as the away team, and the other team proceeded to drop a 10 spot and looked like they were just going to absolutely run us out the building. Yeah,
they were just going to keep hitting base hits all night is what it felt like at that point.
But second inning comes around, I take myself out, and I guarantee you that it has no impact on what happened moving forward. But take myself out. Our pitcher moves on and throws 4 straight shutout innings.
Yep.
It was absolutely marvelous.
Also the team captain, so you love to see it.
Yeah. One thing I noticed is our outfielders were extremely pushed to the right side, and their hitters just never adjusted.
No.
Like we had 3 guys to center field or the right field line, and It was very extreme, and yeah, there was one of their guys that played catcher that would come up to the plate, and he's like, "You can put 4 guys over there. I'm still going that way."
Yeah. Yeah,
And
which is
I don't know if it
odd,
was
but
they didn't have a different swing or if they just thought they could beat it, but they couldn't, and it shut them down.
yeah, there's only like one guy all night that really hit the ball to the left side consistently, and it was
Their pitcher would pull the ball.
yeah, yeah, that's right. That was the pitcher of this the second game where he would just, I mean, he put it down the line and he hit it hard too. But other than that, everybody hit it to the right side, which granted, if you played in the fields that we play in, pretty much almost every field that we ever end up playing most of our games in, the wind blows in pretty hard, either straight in from left or across left or right. So it's a lot of times anything in the air to left field just hangs for a fly ball out, so it makes sense that you try to hit to the right side a lot. But I mean, we literally had left center fielder straight behind second base, then right center, and then then right rather, all the way to the, almost all the way to the line. And then I was in left field. I'm not the fastest outfielder on the planet, and I'm covering the whole thing, and they still never hit it over there, really. There was one ball that they hit on kind of just like an in-betweener line drive in front of me, but I mean, it was a single. It wasn't like, he had a ton of space. If he would have just put it far away from me, hit it hard, I mean, there was a lot of space I couldn't have got to, but they never put it out there. So,
but yeah, after that first inning, we just started chipping away.
Base hitting,
We ended up getting to tying and taking the lead going into the 6th inning. I believe the score was 17-10.
I think that's right.
They came back in the bottom of the 6th and scored 6.
Yeah.
And it was a 1-run game going into the 7th.
Yeah.
And we were sitting at the 11th, 12th, and first hitter in the lineup.
Yeah.
And our 12th hitter is pushing 75.
Yeah.
He was a guy that's been on this team for a few seasons now, and our captain said, "Hey, you're on the team. If you're here, you're going to play."
Yep.
And
Yep.
he played.
And you know what? Power to him, power to the captain for saying, "You're on the team, you're playing." I love it.
And one of the grittiest at-bats in the top of that 7th inning, the pitcher knew he was taken until he got a strike.
Yep.
Everybody in the dugout, everybody on the field knew this guy's not going to swing unless he gets a strike.
Yep.
And he somehow works a walk.
Took a walk.
With 1 out, turns the lineup over, and the next thing you know, we dropped a 6 spot.
Yep.
And we're up 7 going into the bottom of the 7th.
Yep. It was
We gave up a 3-run homer, but other than that, we were able to shut them down pretty easily, and we were able to take home the championship with a final score of 23-19.
Yeah, it was, I mean, it's a close game. It's a nerve-wracking game, but honestly, when you get to that level, as far as like semifinals and the championship game, that's the kind of game you want. I mean, it's fun to win, and okay, yeah, we ruled them in the championship game, great, but a back and forth like that, I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was nice to end a very troublesome, not very rewarding couple of days of softball with a championship.
Yeah, and it was, the funny thing is, well, you hit really well in the first game. You hit like 2 home runs in the first game. I think everybody else, though, we hit, I wouldn't say, we were above okay. We hit better than okay. But there wasn't a whole lot of just, this one guy's got the team on his back. It was a lot of team ball. Like, it was a team win. We went out, we strung them together. We knew when we went up to bat, hey, we've got 1 out and we've got a guy on first. We need to move him over. Okay, now if there's 2 outs and there's 2 men on, okay, we got to make sure a base hit here. Nobody be a hero. I think everybody kind of embraced that. We talked about it a lot. We were always, no hero ball, base hits is what's going to do it. And we kind of all bought into it. And clearly it worked. I mean, that's the way to go, is, doing it that way. And it worked. We put up 24. It's a lot better than putting up 4 like we did on Friday. So
ain't that the truth?
Yeah, right. So yeah, it was a good team win. And I think, again, if you could be consistent like that, you're going to win a whole lot of games. And if you can be that consistent and then add a little bit of extra base hitting, you're going to win damn near every game. You know, it's if you can do that, if your whole team as a team can bat 600 or on base 600 650 and then you add in extra base hitting, you're going to have a good time. You know, you're going to win a lot of games. So I think that's really what it is. It's those nights when as a team you bat 400 even though you had one guy that was 5 for 5, but then you have another guy that was 0 for 5 and in between.
You didn't have any part of the lineup that was just a dead zone, and that was really, really important. Looking back on it, I can't think of more than maybe one inning in that game where we didn't score anything.
Yeah, we had a couple in there where you got shut down, but you're right.
To have them put up 4 consecutive 0-run innings, that allows you to just take full command of a game.
Huge.
Because you're running without them chasing you.
Yeah, and again, you're at least tying, probably winning all those innings. So that's a lot. Again, it's kind of cliche and it gets said a lot in the dugouts and on the field is win every inning or go win this inning or whatever, but it's 100% true. Especially baseball is a little more intermittent where it's if something happens you have to capitalize, whereas in softball if you play the game right you can easily say, okay, we're going to score 3 every inning. And then and it's a lot more attainable. You know, obviously you still want to have some innings where you blow up and score a bunch, but it's attainable to sit back, score 3 an inning, and have a 21-run game. And if you score 21, you're probably going to win. You know, like that's a pretty high score generally. So
we had a philosophy back in Santa Barbara where I first started playing softball, which was the first 1 to 20 wins.
Yeah,
You'd be very hard pressed to find a game where you got to 20 before the other team and they somehow won.
Yeah, that's kind of what we talk about here in our meetup group too. Because with the meetup group, it's random teams every time. Not random, but they're not the same teams every time. But you know all the same people. But that's kind of the mantra that goes around too, is that if you score 20, you're probably going to win. It's a pretty good benchmark for slow pitch softball. So I believe it. I'll stick with it.
Right. We kind of now set our eyes on fall softball season in San Francisco.
Yep.
We've been talking a lot about Meetup Softball. Well, Meetup Softball, which is a casual group of people that plays on Saturday, has decided to kind of dabble their toes in the water of competitive softball by putting together a team that will play Monday nights in San Francisco's C division, which is the composite division.
And currently the highest level, I think, right? It's the highest level that they do.
Well, they do have double C.
But are they actually playing right now? From what I understand, I don't know if they are, but they might be. Well, maybe we'll have to look into that.
I don't know. Double C, though, is definitely the cream of the crop of softball in rec leagues. But, Meetup Softball has always had this little bit of a curiosity at how competitive they actually are.
Try to figure out how competitive they are.
Cameron and I have talked about this where we've thought, Meetup is a community that welcomes all, and you're going to get players of different skill levels on any given Sunday, and or any given Saturday, and that's just how it is, and you support that, and that's what makes it beautiful.
Yep.
But there's always been that question of, can the best of the Meetup best actually compete with those people that play rec during the week? And so Cam and Jay-Z have decided to throw their hat in the managerial ring.
You're a little bit of a part of it too. You're a little part of it too.
I can't take very much credit for doing anything. I just said I would come. So Monday nights, 2-out rally.
2-out rally. That's us.
Shout out Austin.
Yep.
Lives his life like a 2-out rally. 2-out rally will be taking the field on Monday nights in the fall as a competitive C team. And we're going to see whether or not these meetup guys can translate their Saturday skills to a rec
see how we can hang. I'm feeling good. I mean, I don't know if we're going to win it all, but I feel like we're going to be able to hang with a lot of teams. So, I'm pretty sure you have filled in on other teams in that league before. So we got an idea of what the competition's like, and it's good. Don't get me wrong. It's good. But I look at our roster and I'm feeling all right about it. So I think we're going to hang. We'll see. And the nice thing is because we play with each other many Saturdays a year already, you don't have. Hopefully, we won't have that same issue as we kind of do with the tournament team, where it's oh, we don't really know each other. We don't know how each other play. We got to get used to each other. Like, we pretty much all know each other's tendencies, and when we're on the field on Saturdays, I mean, we're shifting on guys because we know where they hit, and we know that how much power or how little power somebody has, or if they're a base hitter, or we kind of know all that. So we've got a pretty good idea of what each other are at this point. So hopefully the learning curve will be not so steep.
It should be fun. I think that, like you said, we've all played with each other so much on the field and at the plate that level of comfort should really translate organically to a pretty easy vibe on the field.
Yep.
Everybody kind of knows what everyone's capable of, and so it will really, I think, just mesh pretty naturally.
Yeah. Yeah, so I agree.
I'm excited. We've got that on Monday nights. We've got a tournament coming up in a month in San Diego that we're looking forward to. That's going to be
early October. That'll be fun.
ASA softball tournament. So we'll go back to kind of the ASA style that we're used to.
Yep.
Not to say that we favor that or not, but we will be playing that in the GSL's B division, which is pretty much almost the highest of the highest.
Yeah, usually you go to one of those tournaments and they have to combine the B and the A because there's just not that many A teams out there. So
that'll be another opportunity for us to really kind of level ourselves against competition nationally.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this week is actually the week where the Naga Gay Softball World Series is taking place. We have a lot of friends that are out there. Yeah. Shout out to all of you San Francisco folks and friends that we have that are playing out there in the Gay Softball World Series this week in Columbus, Ohio. We're bummed that we couldn't as a team make it this year.
Yeah, there were
fun. 23 B teams in our division.
Wow.
And just as a 23 B teams nationally.
Yeah.
And Cam mentioned there are not a lot of A teams. Only 8 A teams are competing in Columbus in the World Series this year. So very few and far between, and that's all 50 states. So
yeah,
it's an elite group. There are not a lot of teams there, but B and A is kind of really a gray area for where you get one versus the other. So it should really allow us to kind of measure our Sharks team against some really good competition as we prepare for the 2022 season, which will kick off for us in January in Las Vegas.
Oh yeah, that's right. 2022 seems like so far away, but it's absolutely not.
Right? 4 months now.
Yeah, right. It's weird.
Yeah, so I think that's our update for the week. Any other things you want to get in before we sign off?
Man, I don't know. I think that's probably about it. I think we covered everything and covered everything upcoming. So that's it. That's our weekly update. A little longer than I expected, so it'll be all right. It'll be good. Thank you for watching, everyone. We really appreciate it. Depending on what platform you're watching us on, like, subscribe, leave us a comment. Anything you can do to let us know that you like what we're doing here. We really appreciate it. We'll see you next time.